At last night's San Diego Unified Board meeting, Mr. Jason Babineau was announced as the new principal for Hoover High School. Mr. Babineau graduated from UCSD and received his teaching credential from Point Loma Nazarene in 2009. Hoover's new principal spent 5 years teaching at Mount Miguel High School while also earning a master's degree in educational leadership from National University. For the past 3 years, Mr. Babineau has been assistant principal at El Cajon Valley High School. Mr. Babineau comes to Hoover committed to build strong programs and systems for students in supportive and positive learning environments. The Nest will have more on our new principal in the coming weeks. For now, here's this week's Nest.
Good morning, Hoover Cardinals, and welcome back to The Nest. My name is Alexia Flores. Today we will be talking about the school remodeling, the tardy policy, and the A&B schedule. A few weeks ago, there was some construction going on around school, and they recently painted one of the gates red, which does help the school look nicer, but that's not all that's going to be happening to our school. HOO covers this story.
Built in 1929, Hoover is one of the fourth oldest schools in the city of San Diego. The original Hoover campus opened at the start of the Great Depression and was named after the 31st President of the United States. In 1932, Hoover began a tradition called the book signing ceremony, where students were allowed to go up on the 5-story tall tower and write their names on the large red leather volume. In the 1970s, the entire campus except the 12,000 building, part of the auditorium, and the gym were demolished and replaced with the buildings you see today. Starting in August, the next major phase of the construction will begin at Hoover.
Hoover is slated to go under construction next fall for a multi-million-dollar remodel of the front of the school. So the images behind me are the design to make Hoover look like it did originally back in 1929. So for the next 3 years, there's going to be a lot of displacement. The main office and counseling is going to be relocated to the library. So essentially, the main front of the school is going to be on Highland Avenue. Students, visitors are going to enter through the library, and that will become the main entrance and the main hub of the school for the next couple of years.
We are all going to be together over there in the library with, vice principals and all the administration.
Moving to the library is going to be a lot of work. I mean, we have a lot of stuff here, so we have to take everything out, separate everything, get kind of like when you're moving houses. But moving into the library is going to be a whole new experience for not only us, but also for the students.
I think it's going to be difficult at first because we're used to, our counseling center over here. But I think in the end, it's going to be better and a much nicer building when all gets done.
We're really excited about the fact that we're going to be adding 20 brand new classrooms, counseling and main office, and a brand new performing arts theater.
So class of 2020, I think, are the first ones that are going to be able to benefit from it. There's going to be at least 300 plus seats and a little mezzanine as well. There's going to be a working pit for the orchestra or band. It'll be pretty comparable to some of the small theaters here in San Diego.
The main office, counseling, and auditorium will be demolished and replaced with the new 3-story office and classrooms, a new tower, and all-new auditorium.
The new tardy policy has caused a lot of drama among students. Most disagree with the new consequences of having to go to learn detention. Others decide to just go back home if they're late, but none of this can change the policy. Kevin gives us more insight.
We're all aware of the new tardy policies, but how effective is it?
The attendance policy is working better for us because they're being accountable to the teachers and the counselors and the admin people that are out there. They're taking them to class. I think it's probably better for the teachers. They don't have the kids dribbling in and disrupting their classes, and they can continue with what they're doing. Especially 9th and 10th graders, they don't realize that the disruption they cause. And it's made it easier for us in here because they're taking care of it out there. We're just doing the IDs, and then we enter it into the computer when they hand us the sheet that the kids have signed in on. And that makes it much easier. We don't have kids wrapped all around the building waiting to get in, which takes a great deal of time and computer time. So we can do other things. We can get our reports done, and we can work on, now that they have the kids staying after school or staying during lunchtime, then we can enter what they've, their time in there with the Y, which makes it much, much better. So I feel that whoever came up with this idea, and I'm sure it came from the admin, that they did really good job. And it's helping. It has a ways to go, but we would like to see it where there aren't any kids late. We would like the kids to understand that this is the way life is, and this is going to happen to them in college, so they need to understand here before they leave.
Implemented a new tardy policy which makes students have detention during lunch at the auditorium if they have 2 tardies.
Because I'm late most of the time, and makes me get even later when I wait here, and it takes away most of my time, and there's a lot of learning I could get from, and they're taking that away from me.
I don't really like it, but I understand it because it gives people a reason to come early, and it's like a punishment. But I feel like they should think of a better system to do, because it doesn't really help them not be late. It just punishes them for it.
I don't really like it, but I guess it's okay because it gives me encouragement to go to school or come early to school since I'm always late, knowing that I have lunch detention that I don't want.
During this school year, many students were part of the A and B schedule. Although these classes are year-long, they still had a big impact on students. Some of the students had A and B classes that were honors and AP, which meant they had less time than regular classes did to learn and go over the material, causing the classes to be at a faster pace and putting more stress on students. Devaney tells us more.
We're almost at the end of the school year, and it's exciting. However, most juniors this year were faced with many challenges due to A and B scheduling. This made it very difficult for a class to advance and prepare. Today we talked to Ms. Hohenstein, Ms. Woodfield, and students to understand the A and B scheduling more in depth. So how has it impacted you and your students?
I see students are completely stressed out, and it's way too fast and too much curriculum all at once coming from 2 classes simultaneously.
It's been very difficult for them to keep up with their coursework and feel like they're learning everything that their counterparts are learning, and I think it's not very equitable and not very fair that they're put under that kind of pressure.
As Ms. Woodfield and Ms. Hohenstein mentioned, the A Day and B Day scheduling has impacted the students the most. Here we have Eden and Susan talking about their own experiences with this scheduling. How has the A and B scheduling impacted your junior life?
It's really been very stressful. I get a lot more homework, and I usually don't sleep a lot. I'll get maybe 4 or 5 hours of sleep, and I love my sleep.
As impacted because it's led to lower performance in other classes due to the new and bigger pile of homework from the AB schedule, because we've had 2-year-long classes which are honors lit and APUS, which are really stressful classes and lead to more work.
Have you heard any changes that are coming in the upcoming year?
From what we understand is that there won't be any AB classes where you have 2 different content classes being taught where you go from one teacher to another teacher. There are some courses that might be sort of blended under one teacher. For example, maybe you would be an English teacher who's also teaching public speaking, and you'll be teaching both those courses all year, but it's not like on an A day I'm with one teacher to learning one content area, and on a B day another one.
Many students have expressed their dislike and stress towards this type of scheduling. We hope that next year the A and B Day scheduling is more managed and allows students to thrive more in their classes.
Later today, we will know the results of whether teachers voted to keep the 4x4 schedule or not. If we don't have a 4x4 schedule next year, that means we won't be having the A and B classes. This week for sports, we have Arturo covering the lacrosse, volleyball, spring football, and senior night.
I'm Arturo Jaratapia, and this is Hoover Sports. This week we bring you boys volleyball and lacrosse highlights. 2 weeks ago, boys volleyball played a game against University City. The team played their hearts out but lost with the score of 3-1. But last week on May 12th, the team played their quarterfinal against Lincoln High School. They played an intense game and won with the score of 3-0. The boys volleyball team will be playing their semifinal game at Hoover on May 16 in the Hoover Big Gym. They will be facing Sarah High School to see who will be going to the finals. And now for boys lacrosse. 2 weeks ago, they played against Modern Day and won with the amazing score of 13-1. This was a long preseason, but sadly it has come to an end.
This past week we had a boys volleyball and lacrosse celebrate senior night. With many fans in attendance, senior night is reserved for the team's final regular season home game. For the seniors, it's a night transition as they play their last home game at Hoover of their 4-year span. The seniors take a look back and celebrate their high school sport career, as well as look forward to what lies ahead of them as they begin their college careers during the following season.
It's been pretty good, pretty positive. They're a great bunch of guys.
After blood, sweat, and tears over the past few years, it must be a memorable moment to play in front of many fans on senior night. We asked the players how it felt.
Over the past 3 years, I made a brotherhood with a lot of the teammates. Actually, the whole team, not only the guys, but the girls, the whole volleyball community at Hoover is awesome, and it's great feeling playing for Hoover. I think my senior night would be like a 9 out of 10. I wish there was more people.
We're really happy because this is our senior night, and I'm happy because I've been playing here for 4 years, and it's always been an amazing time every day here playing with these guys. These guys are literally my second family, no matter what. Our senior night so far, it's been the most fun, lit night right now. Especially college getting those kills, no matter what, is lit.
I think my senior night experience was really it was amazing. Had a good time with all my boys on the team. It was a fun game, and we played our best. We all get really hyped, and we just played a really good game. That was the best experience that I've had in a long time. Yeah.
I want to say thank you for just putting up with me, and also for all your hard work throughout the season. And so I'm going to miss you guys.
I don't know what to say right now, but it's lit, baby.
It's lit.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. Hey, let's go.
Lacrosse made history this year by creating its first team in Hoover history, with 9 seniors being part of it. We asked the seniors how senior night went.
Ever since the freshman year, we're waiting for this day. It sucks that it's the last day playing in this turf, but always the Cardinal. Well, it was an exciting experience with first year lacrosse. Everybody, we became a family, so I guess you could say it was an amazing experience for the last game.
I'm going to miss it. I'm going to miss my teammates. They did a good job. We all did a good job, and it made me a better person. It built character. It built mental strength, and made me a hard worker.
It's bittersweet, but I'm ready to move on, hope on for better things in college, and see where that takes me. It's made me a better person, made me work well with others. I've made some really good friendships on the teams I've been on. It's just been a great experience overall.
Are you trying to join the football team? Today, we'll interview Coach Morgan to see the requirements.
Spring football begins May 22nd, and it'll go till June 9th.
What can one do in order to join the football team?
Show up. If you're interested in playing, we do not make any cuts. So if you're interested in playing, all are invited. Whoever's enrolled at Hoover can come out and play.
What is fifth period?
Fifth period is a strength and conditioning class. So it's basically a PE class you will get credit for. So the students that are with me do get a grade for it. It counts towards eligibility. And as long as they show up, they get an A. I also have students in the class who are involved in spring sports. And basically the deal I made with them is as long as they were involved in their spring sport and going to practice every day and going to the games, then they would receive credit and they would receive an A as well.
When is the deadline of joining the team?
The deadline for joining the team is probably going to be around August 10th. So you have until people have until now to decide now until about August. First 10 days in August, because we start August 1st. And especially for those who are returning to Hoover, do not wait until September to decide to come out and play, because it'll be too late by then.
What are your expectations for this season?
Well, I expect to I expect to be a lot better than what we were last year. I'm really excited about the guys that have been coming to fifth period. I'm excited about the returners that are coming back. I'm excited about the freshman team that we had. We had a really good freshman class, and I'm just excited about bringing all that together. And I do expect to go to the playoffs. That's my biggest expectation. I want to go to the playoffs, and if we can practice on Thanksgiving, that would be gravy. No pun intended.
All right, HOO-RYDE on three, HOO-RYDE on me. 1, 2, 3, HOO-RYDE!
There you have it. If you're trying to join the football team, go every day after school to the small gym.
For upcoming games, tomorrow baseball will be playing against Crawford at 3:30 at their home field. Make sure to go out and support your Hoover Cards.
Hello, Hoover Cardinals. Today I'm here to talk about an important yet sensitive topic, to tell whether or not you're in a healthy relationship. Sometimes couples have disagreements and arguments. That's okay and a normal part of a relationship. But if your arguments turn hurtful or violent, your relationship might be abusive. Jealousy does not equal love. It may feel good to know someone cares enough about you to feel jealous, and everyone gets a little jealous on occasion, but jealousy is not a sign of love. It is a sign of insecurity. When a person is jealous all the time or tries to control your behavior because of jealousy, then there's a problem. Abuse is never the victim's fault. People stay in abusive relationships for many reasons. They may be afraid to leave. They may feel pressure from their friends or family. They may even think the person will change. Sometimes when you're being abused, it's hard to see a way out.
There could be sexual violence or sexual coercion, talking somebody into doing things they don't want to do. Unhealthy relationships are relationships where people aren't treated with dignity and respect, where they don't have an equal amount of power in the relationship. So signs of possessiveness are when someone is checking up on you, reading your text messages, reading your emails, questioning you about where you're going, telling you what you can or can't do. So if you think of possessive as like the word to own or to possess. If you're feeling like someone is trying to own you, then that's a sign of possessiveness. When someone communicates, then they're heard by their partner and their communication is respected. So someone might communicate, but if another person has power over them, then what they say is either denied or minimized or not respected, and there's no mutual understanding or trying to come to a mutual compromise or decision. So the ways that you can tell, there's kind of a gut feeling that you're not being respected or honored, or what you say or want isn't valued or is never acted on. And then there's some more obvious signs, obviously physical violence or being called names or being embarrassed in front of friends or family. Your opinion or feelings are minimized or told that they're not important. You're told you're not important.
An unhealthy relationship is a relationship that doesn't have trust, doesn't have communication, it doesn't have the right love. The main things that are essential is trust and communication. Without those main two, then it's crap.
Arguing in a relationship is not healthy. You have to have connection.
Signs of possessiveness would probably be when he won't let you do certain things or hang out with certain people, or she won't let you do certain things and hang out with people. I do think that men can be raped. No still means no.
An unhealthy relationship to me would probably be someone that is emotionally, physically, or mentally abusive.
A few numbers that you can call if you feel that you are in an abusive relationship or you are in an abusive relationship. The first number is 619-234-3164. I repeat, 619-234-3164 or 1-800-799-2733.
CLNS News Entertainment Student Television.
In this week's Hungry Bird, we bring you to a coffee shop called Burley and the Bean, which is located in the corner of Poplar and Columbine Street. It's a small outdoor coffee shop that has different areas to sit with friends, and they even grow their vegetable garden. At the beginning, the theme of the shop was undetermined, but people from around the community started donating art pieces and books, which made it come together. When you order, you can see how they're preparing your drink, which is really entertaining to watch. Prices are under $6 for snacks as well as for drinks. They have very unique names for their drinks. For example, the Willy Wonka, Nut You Mocha, Rainforest, and much more. They sell both iced and hot drinks as well as hot chocolate. They also sell snacks like bagels with cream cheese and ham and cheese croissants. This is a really nice place to go on dates as well as somewhere quiet where you need to study or to do homework. We give this place a 10. See you on the next episode of Hungry Bird.
Thanks for watching this week's episode of The Nest. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter at Hoover Nest and add us on Snapchat also at Hoover Nest. See you next week.